Good evening, everybody. My guest tonight is applying for a job in Sydney, Australia with the title of Chief Funster. Big deal. I only respond to the Funster in Chief. Please welcome Brittany McLeod!
Hello, John!
Hey, how are you doing?
Having me today.
Thank you so much for taking time. We all know you won't be in the United States much longer. So,
I hope not.
So Brittany, tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. Okay, well, my name is Brittany McLeod, and I'm a senior communications advertising major with a business minor. And I go to Marist College in New York, in the US. And I'm obsessed with social media. I love this contest, and I can't wait to tell you a little bit more about it.
Well, we're excited, so let's hear about it. How did you first find out about this contest?
That's a really good question, Don. So what happened was my mom called me one day, and it's just like any other ordinary day. So, oh, okay, Mom. So I pick up the phone, and I'm like, hey, Mom, what's up? I was kind of like in transit, going to different places, and she told me to get a chance. I sent you an email. Your father and I just saw this job on the news that we think you would really like, and I thought, a job on the news? What kind of job would they see on the news that they thought I would want? So I immediately went to my email and I looked at the website. It was bestjobs.australia.com. And Australia, oh my gosh. So I went to it and I said, which one do you think I should do? Because there were 6 different ones and I hadn't seen the video at the time. And she said, no, this is the job for you. And I was, but which one, Mom? Because there are 6. So I watched the video and I knew the first one in the video that Best Jobs shows is Chief Funster, and I knew that that was the one that she was talking about. So I got immediately so excited and just couldn't wait to apply. So I did.
So you didn't come up with the name Chief Funster. It was actually already there.
True. Yeah, I did not come up with it. That is the actual name of the position on the website.
Oh wow! So it would fit perfectly. So why Australia? Why can't you be Chief Funster somewhere much more fun, like Greenland or Scandinavia?
So why Australia? I actually, when I was applying to colleges, I only applied to schools that had abroad programs in Australia. And so I wanted to study abroad for a semester, and then once I came to school here, I had a bunch of different other professional commitments that I unfortunately had to choose over Australia, and I wasn't able to go. I'm very heavily involved with Toastmasters International, and I'm trying really hard to get my Distinguished Toastmaster, DTM, which is the highest award in Toastmasters. And if I was going to get that, I wouldn't have been able to leave campus because I had to fulfill a position for a year. So I made the mature decision, unfortunately, not the decision to, unfortunately, to stay on campus and to fulfill my Toastmaster duties. And when this opportunity came up, my mom told me about it, I just thought, this is my second chance. This was, I had always wanted to go to Australia, and now I could, and it would just be like studying abroad. It'd be that 6 months. So I just kind of thought I had to do it. I had to apply.
Well, it's clear that you've definitely worked harder than anyone I've ever seen for this position. Do you, as someone who seems like a very likely candidate for the position, have any advice for people who want to submit an entry video, what kind of things they should work towards?
How to submit an entry video. So I think the best way to explain, or to answer that question, is to tell you a little bit of how I made my entry video. And I can honestly tell you, John, from the beginning that I found out about the contest, I had a million different ideas, what should I do, and I started a list in my phone it was called Send BMAC Down Under, and it was just everything that I thought that I could possibly do for this one video. But there's one video that I already posted of me being under different things, and it was kind of punny, under pass, under oath, being underneath, and then it was send me to the real down under. But I thought, that's silly. In 30 seconds, they're gonna be like, okay, well, this girl was underneath things. What did we learn about her? So what it really comes down to make a good entry video is you need to portray yourself the way others see you. You have to think of yourself as a brand and the way that you want to be perceived. So how do you accurately do that? You ask people, what do you think of me? And there's nothing more awkward than having to ask someone to tell you what they think of you. But honestly, it was the best thing that I did. And I asked my friends, and obviously my family, but they're very biased. So then I asked people who I'm professionally involved with, and having their responses really helped me craft the message of the brand that I wanted to portray for my entry video. So when it came down to it was, I had been doing all this other stuff for the Send BMAC Down Under campaign, and then I started to freak out. It's a couple days before sending in the entry video. I called my mom, and I was almost in tears. I said, Mom, I've never wanted something so badly in my life, and what can I do in 30 seconds that's going to prove to them that I'm the best person for the position? Because everybody else is going to say that they're creative and they love social media, and how can I say that without saying it? And I had already done all the other stuff for my campaign, so she told me to tell them about my campaign, and I was like, Mom, that's a genius idea. Because every other idea that I had was just, I didn't really get, the fire burning in my stomach. It wasn't the one, if you will. That sounds a little silly, but I just wasn't passionate about any of the ideas until she said that, and I knew that was it. So I looked at all of the stats of my blog and my YouTube channel. Twitter doesn't give you any analytics, and I checked out some stuff on Facebook, and it was amazing, the reach that I had gained in a week. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna, I've been trying to reach to them on social media to show them that I'm capable of doing this, of actually doing the job. So I just decided to tell them the success that I've had with social media, and since that's what the position entails, I'm hoping that I've proved to them that I'm capable of sending out a message, and that that's what I can do for Tourism Australia. But I'm also hoping that they see all the things that I posted in my blog and the different YouTube videos, because that was my extra reasoning of why I know I'm so confident that I'm the best person for this position.
And we think you are too, and we think you'll get it.
Thanks.
Like you said, you've had a very, very successful social media campaign, and you've done a very good job portraying your brand to a lot of people. I believe you've been in 10 different countries. You have over...
We're up to 18, actually.
I saw.
So this morning, it's 18.
That was exciting. If you had to pick one brand of social media to best represent your brand, what would you say would be your favorite?
My favorite is definitely Twitter. And it's funny because I actually have the least following on Twitter for the Send Me Back Down Under campaign, but I love tweeting, and it's just the best way to get your message out. So I was able to I found the Tourism Australia Twitter, I found the guy that's the head of social at Tourism Australia, Destination New South Wales, a bunch of these different Twitter accounts, City Sider. Oh my gosh, John, when they started following me on Twitter, and it was the best. It was the best day ever. I was so happy for the rest of the day. I felt like I was on cloud 9 because I realized that they received my message. So, I mean, I love Facebook. It's a necessity because everyone has it and everybody can see it. But Twitter is the best way for people that in my opinion, that you don't know to reach out to them, because I was able to tweet directly at Australia and the people that I'm trying to get their attention. And actually the at Australia Twitter account, they favorited one of my tweets earlier on. I think it was the second or third day that I think it was the second day of my campaign, and I had sent them a tweet about my Facebook page, and I wanted them to check it out, and they favorited it, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's the second day, and I've already gotten their attention. So there was nothing more rewarding than that, and the City Sider account following me on Twitter. Plus, they followed my campaign Twitter and my personal Twitter, and I knew that they would probably end up finding my personal Twitter. There's nothing bad on it or anything, but obviously my message and everything that I'm trying to portray to them is on my campaign one. So you never know who is going to see what you have because it's a public atmosphere. So Twitter's my favorite. That's definitely who I am. I love hashtags, hashtag, but I think that was the best way to create the buzz. Even just here on campus, everyone's saying, I was out this weekend and people were asking me, oh my gosh, I saw Send Me Back Down Under. What is hashtag Send Me Back Down Under? And it's a great opportunity to tell them what I'm doing, but also what Australia is doing. So it's getting myself attention for the contest, but now everyone knows about the contest. And lately, actually on Facebook, I've been noticing that people have been liking a bunch of the different Australia Facebook page posts. And it's not even ones that I've seen, actually. They've been showing up in my newsfeed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did these people see this before them? I've been checking these pages multiple times every day, but I think that just goes to show that the message is getting out and they're seeing it. So it's been really successful so far.
So it seems like you're doing a very good job professionally, and you seem, as I said before, overqualified for the position. Tell me a little bit about you. Do you fit in with the other Australians? Would you be able to acclimate?
Would I fit in with the other Australians? That's a great question. I would like to think so. I've never actually been to Australia, unfortunately, which is why I'm so excited about this position. Absolutely a dream position. But my grandmother and my aunt went to Australia on vacation several years ago, actually. And ever since they came back and were talking about it, I just thought, that's where I want to be. Everybody sounds so happy. Actually, this is a really funny story. The woman that I babysit for, she and her husband went on their honeymoon to Australia. And when I told her when I was applying to colleges how I wanted to study abroad there, you have to go. It is the best place in the world. And she said how they went on their honeymoon there. They were there for 3 weeks. And she said the first 6 months of their marriage, when she came back, might have been 3 months, that she was crying uncontrollably every night when they were home because she just missed Australia so much. She said everyone was so happy. It's just the best place in the world. It's so sunny. And that's my personality. I'm a happy person, and when it's cloudy and when it's kind of rainy, I mean, there's something to be said for making the best out of everything and not to let the rain get down you. And life is about learning how to dance in the rain, and I completely 100% agree in that, but there's just nothing like a sunny day. You're so happy, and I'm a very happy person. I want to be happy all the time and be surrounded by other people of the same energy and the same nature, and I love being outdoors. I went to camp for 13 years, and I had to start doing internships and doing more professional things, so I unfortunately couldn't go to camp anymore, but I think about camp every day, and I think about being outside every day. Even when it's snowing outside here, I will ask, it could be freezing, literally, outside, and I'll ask my housemates, we should go for a walk, we should go outside, and they think I'm crazy, but I want to be outside as much as I can, and I know that my grandmother was saying that everybody in between their classes and everything in Australia, they play frisbee, they play rugby, they want to be outside and enjoy each other's company and talk, and that's who I am. I'm a social being, and that's what I want. It's my dream job.
Well, it's clear no one can match your energy here on campus.
Thanks, Jeff.
But the question is, while you might be the life of the party here at a dull northeastern university such as Marist, will you be able to handle being the life of the party down in Australia on the beach all the time?
I would like to think so. I went to conferences representing our college, and like I said, I went to camp for 13 years, so I'm very confident in myself, and I know how to introduce myself and start a conversation with anybody. So in going to these conferences and representing our college, I knew that I'd be all right. I made so many friends by the end of the conference. I was already leading the conference in song, different songs that I had known from camp, and I made friends really fast. So what I'm planning on doing, which I do everywhere I go, is make friends, and I'm so excited if they do choose me, which obviously, like I said, I've never wanted anything more. That's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to make friends, I'm going to meet people, I'm not afraid to introduce myself, I'm not afraid to go up to a total stranger, which might sound weird. I mean, obviously, there's the whole stranger danger thing, but you can read other people's energy, and you know when there's somebody that you want to talk to or that you should talk to. You're kind of drawn to certain people, and that's what I would do. I just talk to everybody, especially when you want to learn something. I actually traveled to Europe 2 summers ago. I went to England, Ireland, Scotland, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. And I went with our college, but I also went with some of my friends, and we met people everywhere. But when you're traveling, you never know who you're going to meet or what somebody else could teach you. So I just talk to everybody I can. I mean, obviously there's the waiters and the waitresses to give you the hands-on view of what you should know in the area and stuff, but it's just casually being on the street, and if you're lost, asking somebody where you are and then saying, oh, this is what I want to do, and asking them. When you engage people, you never know what you can learn, and that's what I want to do, except in Australia.
Well, it's obvious that if you were able to meet everybody, you would easily be able to double Australia's tourism, if not triple. But unfortunately, there is only one Brittany McLeod. So what are you going to be able to do to help promote Australia to the people who you can't necessarily meet face to face?
That's a great question. So I think that if I can't give you a 100% answer, because obviously I don't really definitely know, because I've never been to Australia before, but the way that I've perceived it is that just sharing your experience. And I went to the Netherlands with to visit one of my friends, and when I came back and I wrote a blog about it, and everybody saw my pictures on Facebook, and everybody said, how was your time there, what did you do? And sharing my experience, everybody said, I want that. I want to do that. And then before you know it, I was just casually telling my friends about what I did over the summer, but then you end up teaching them about the culture and the language and the other things that are going on where I travel to. So I'm planning on doing the same thing in Australia. I mean, I already have, as of this morning on my blog, I had over 1,900 hits, which is just unbelievable. In 11 days, 1,900 hits, and from 18 different countries. So my message is getting out. People are hearing what I have to say, and I want to do the exact same thing for Australia and just explain my experiences to people. I'll be blogging, tweeting. The position is described as Chief Funster, the social media commentator for Sydney and New South Wales, and that's what I want to do. I want to go everywhere, and I want the world to know all the awesome things I've been doing, especially since I've already gotten their attention. I'm hoping that the people that I have following me now are going to follow me into Australia.
Well, you've done a great job promoting yourself as a brand, and there's no question you'll be able to promote Australia. My last question, though, is are you confident that as an advertising major, you'll be able to handle the PR side of Tourism Australia?
Definitely. That is a challenging question. I am an advertising major, and so obviously I love the copywriting and the taglines and just the alliteration. I'm obsessed with alliteration, hence why I got my sights set on Sydney. I'm so psyched about it. But I've always loved event planning, and that's why I actually almost went to school for it, and then at the last minute I changed my mind, and now I'm here doing advertising. But I've always loved public relations. Like I said, I'm a very social creature. So over the summer, I had 2 internships with strategic communications and interactive communications agencies. And one of them I had to do some press releases for. It was mainly social media though. I was doing Facebook, Pinterest, WordPress, and Twitter. But I think it comes naturally. It goes very, social media. Right now, what we talk about actually in my advertising classes is where do you draw the line between PR, advertising, and social media. Marketing is definitely in that mix as well, but it's definitely on the outskirts of it. So everything kind of goes hand in hand, and I'm confident that I will be able to step up to the challenge. I'm very confident in my writing skills and blogging, so I know that whatever they throw at me, I'll be able to, I adapt quickly. You teach me something, I'm a very hands-on person, and I'm good to go. So that's how I'm planning on overcoming the challenge.
Last question. When you send me a postcard, what's it going to say?
When I send you a postcard, oh my gosh, that would be a dream come true. Send you a postcard from Australia. I would say, John, I couldn't have done it without you. You sent BMAC down under. Because for everybody who's listening who doesn't know, John had done a parody video called You Should Send BMAC Down Under to the song called I Come From the Land Down Under. And it was so cool. I had my first fan who was sending me stuff and was absolutely digging my campaign. So that's what I would say. You sent BMAC Down Under. Love BMAC.
Well, I won't be the last fan. Brittany McLeod, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to be here.
Have fun in Australia.
Thank you.
Send BMAC down under.